My people, how on a day is your favorite Samuel C. Anozie? Yes, it's about this video here. If you are a Christian, bring your chair. Come and watch this video. Yes, this video is about Lumumba. He was saying about what is going on in Christendom. I used to preach over this even before I have uh, my channel. So at times, if I started telling people what Christianity is all about, they don't believe me. Because you can check now, we have seen many things in the internet. You will see those that brought the Christianity to us, or those that brought the religion to us. They told us to preach. They told us to preach the kingdom of God. They told us to respect Jesus. But if we carry the preaching to their country, they kill us. They put us into jail. They repatriate us back to our country. But they are here in Africa here, opening churches. You will see each district, you see more than churches, more than 50 churches. They are using our black brothers, sending them money to come and open churches instead of companies. Is that how are we going to survive? Did Jesus tell you that you should open churches, not company? Is that what Jesus told us? Can you see what is going on now? Our territory have been messed up. Even among the preachers, there are division among them. What of we, common man, common people? How are we going to do? Those that are preaching to us the kingdom of God, within them they are fighting about this issue that I'm saying here now. So where are we going? I am still suggesting that we should go back to our drawing board. I'm saying all this thing all the time. These people, they have used religion and mess up this continent. Please, my people, I don't want to talk much about this again. Maybe you guys will think that I'm the one that fought this. So you watch it by yourself, you comment, share, like.
Thank you very much. Let me say how glad I am to have been invited to share my thoughts with you. First of all, I'm not a theologian, and I know you are accomplished theologians, but I feel confident because I'm sufficiently curious to talk about God. And therefore, I believe that my thoughts, some of which you may not agree with and must not indeed agree with, speak to the same God. I've written a paper which will be distributed. It's more disciplined than what I will present in an eclectic fashion. But I'm acutely aware that I've been asked to talk about problems bedeviling Africa. But before I say that, lest it be that it is only Africa that has problems, it is not true. As I speak, only yesterday in the United States of America, there is a state of emergency in the state of Texas. So there are problems in the United States. As I speak to you now, there is a war in Ukraine, so there are problems in Europe. As I speak to you now, there are tribal problems in Nagorno-Karabakh amongst the Azerbaijanis and Armenians. So there are problems in that part of the world. because there is the tendency to assume in popular media that problems are only in Africa, completely untrue. And let therefore my presentation be understood in that context. We are speaking about Africa because we are in Africa and because we are focusing on the continent of Africa. When I came in, the devotion also said that there are diseases in Africa. True, but there are diseases everywhere. So let it be understood in that context. That said, and you being theologians of the Christian extraction, let it also be understood before I make my contribution that Christianity is a very young religion. It is a post-Christ religion. And I invite those who are present here to read the book that I love, written by Desmond Mpilo Tutu, God is Not a Christian. And I believe that God is not a Christian. Christianity, from my theology, is a human construct created after Christ was assumed into heaven. Controversial. That is the standpoint from which I come. I profess Christianity, but I read all holy books. I read the Hindu Gita, and I'm familiar with Hindu mythology. I read the Mahabharata. I hope all of you have read the Mahabharata, because the writers of the Mahabharata say that he who has not and she who has not read the Mahabharata has read nothing. And I agree with him. The Hindu Mahabharata was written 5,000 years before Christianity and is 11 times longer than the Christian Bible. And when I talk about the Christian Bible, I mean the Bible that includes the 12 deuterocanonical books, sometimes referred to as the Apocrypha. And when I watch the Hindu Mahabharata, I begin to see theology, because the characters in that book attend a school under a tree, a banyan tree, and they are being taught theology. I urge you to read the Mahabharata. When I talk about theology, I'm also talking about theology before Christianity. And many of you will have read the works of Socrates, the works of Plato, the works of Aristotle, from whom St. Thomas Aquinas borrows very heavily. And that theology is also important because it is a theology that talked about gods, not God. That theology informed modern day Christian theology, and you are familiar with it as students of theology. When I talk about theology, I'm also talking about African theology. And those of you who are Africans will be familiar with the theology of Orunmila amongst the Yoruba peoples. Perhaps not documented, but that is also theology. Those of you, and many of you, are students of comparative religion. We must also be familiar with Islamic theology. So there is not one theology, there are theologies. And if one comes from that standpoint, one must therefore be very humble. I'm one who presently very slow to talk about denominations. Catholic Church, Anglican Church, SDA Church, Methodist Church, Today, when you tell me I'm an Anglican, I resist it. Although I was baptized in that church.